Hey Alec, welcome back to Survivor Fiji.
Hey, hey, Zach, how's it going?
If
Happy New
you
Year, by the way.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year
Yeah,
indeed. And we're ringing in the new year with some Survivor Fiji.
absolutely.
I think we're in basically our last month of Survivor Fiji at this point.
Yeah,
We
final
got
stretch.
episode 11, 12, 13, and then we got finale reunion. So we're on the final stretch for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And got a lot of fun stuff planned for the new year, of course. If you're new to the channel, I don't always look like this. Don't assume anything. I
Don't assume
uh,
Zach is always up to some wacky hijinks, some
just
or
always
another.
in a weird costume every time.
No, that's just it's only in October.
Yeah, yeah, we do that sometime. But
Yeah.
yeah, if you're new, I am a big Survivor fan. I've been taking my friend Alec here through Survivor chronologically since the beginning of time. So you can go back on our channel. There's
Wow. Took us as the beginning of time to get to season 14, huh?
14. Well, we have a
Yeah.
playlist on our channel of every Survivor video we've done. We've done reviews on every season. We've done reactions on every episode since Survivor Thailand. So a lot of Survivor content out here on the channel, and we're gonna be pumping out even more. This season's gonna be a great year, great Survivor,
Yeah,
absolutely. And
absolutely.
yeah, what happened in the last episode here?
Well, Edgardo got
Mm,
got voted out.
so true, so
Um,
true. We got
there's
epic
some
Edgardo on our side.
strategical,
Yeah,
yeah, there's a lot of strategical stuff going
maneuvering.
on there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a fun little maneuver. I don't think we've ever really seen anything quite like it, where it's like we had one side gearing up to vote out like Mookie, and then
Mm-hmm.
the other side was like, okay, the Mookie's gonna, or no, they were gonna go for Alex. So then the other side was like, okay, we're gonna give the idol to Alex because they think that
Yep.
they'll assume that Mookie has it. And then Dreams goes and tells the other side he just gave the idol to Alex, and they're like,
Yep.
okay, but what if that's a test? So in the event that now both of them could have the possibility of having the idol, let's go for the one no one's
Right.
talking
Let's just
about, Edgardo.
Edgardo. Let's just vote Edgardo out. Why not?
It's just
And then not tell Dreams about it in case
yeah,
he's a double, quadruple, quintuple agent or something. Because a lot of it revolved around his whatever's going on in his noggin.
mm-hmm.
There's a lot.
His
There's a
beautiful
lot
mind.
apparently, but he's going through he's just doing everything and anything he can to make himself one of the most important players in the game.
Yeah,
And I don't think that's not by design. I think he's just kind of I don't know what the strategy is. But he is becoming that because of just being like I'm just going to tell everyone everything basically.
mm-hmm.
Kind of to a degree. He is being a little underhanded about it, so which is good for him ultimately
Right,
because he's
but
playing.
but everybody seems to be clocking it now. At least on the
Yeah,
Earl was very
yeah,
on to him. Like he was like,
yeah.
you
Earl
know,
was
you got to hear you guys talking over there, right? Like he's talking to
yeah,
Alex,
yeah,
and he's like, I
yeah,
might have to cut Dreams soon. Like if he's gonna keep
yeah,
canoodling with the enemy, basically.
yeah, yeah. So we will have to see how much longer he's brought along for. But yeah,
He's
because the all the old horsemen were like, we're going after Earl. Earl's gonna get it, and uh,
mhm.
and then sure enough,
The Four Horsemen
because
has been definitely weakened on this day.
yeah, big time,
They lost their
yeah,
idol and didn't even
yep,
save one of their own. So they lost one of the Four Horsemen and lost their idol,
yeah,
and Dreams double crossed them. So that's another one of the Horsemen. So it's
yeah. So it's kind of exciting though that they that was a thing that I didn't really remember that they said they were rehiding the idol, which is cool
yeah.
because it didn't like get defended like used to defend anyone. So I
Hmm.
was like, that's fun.
You know what was funny? It was kind of understated in the last episode. The fact that like the whole time, like the Four Horsemen, particularly Alex and Edgardo, are assuming like, okay, we have Stacy when we get back
Yeah,
together, and then just immediately
yeah,
Stacy's like, nah, I'm just gonna go with these guys. And
yeah.
it wasn't even like
Alex
it
was
didn't
like
even
so
seem hard
solid
for
on.
it didn't seem hard for her to flip over at all. It's like they never had a hold on her whatsoever.
I think she even said at one point, she was like, "I'm not really that close to Alex." Like it's like I was like,
I don't owe him
teamed up at
anything.
one point. Yeah, I don't owe him anything. Yeah, that was what she said. I was like, okay, I guess. All right, whatever.
It's like, okay, and then
But
here we are. So
yeah, well, it's a brave new world now. So we'll have to see what's going on
let's see
in
what
this episode
happens.
coming up.
See what happens next.
Oh
And
yeah, man won immunity. That was pretty exciting.
that's right. I mean, Yellowman continues to whip out some unique skill sets that he has.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. All right. As always, click the link in the description to see the highlights of our reaction and come back afterwards for the discussion. Okay. All right. Well, there you have it. Mookie's been voted out of Survivor Fiji.
Yeah. There it is. There it is, folks.
What do you think there? So ultimately, at the end there, they split the votes. All right, we'll get into it. They split the votes 3-3 on Alex
For
and
no
Mookie.
reason.
All right.
Yeah.
Just in
Yeah,
case, because Boo was like, just in case they whip out an idol again. All right, so they do that, and then in that moment, Alex votes for Mookie as a little defensive play, and since Mookie voted for Boo, then he went instead of there being a tie like they expected. So Alex just barely edged him out there, but what do you think?
I do not understand in the slightest this reasoning. It makes absolutely no sense to me at all why you would defensively think that, well, they just have another immunity idol.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how can that possibly be the case?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, maybe they found it. How could they have just found it? It's like, oh, well, it's really easy with the clue that I just got. I was like, well, then you find it. If it's so easy,
Yeah, right.
what the heck does that even mean?
What
does that mean?
Did we see what the clue said in his? Was it just that it's back at camp?
He said something. Yes, basically it's back at camp. Basically,
So
that's not
doesn't play
easy.
anything, yeah.
That says nothing. I cannot. That logic makes no sense to me at all. And the fact that they were like, oh, well, he has a point. It's like, he doesn't have a point at all. He's got nothing to stand on. Literally, he's got nothing to stand on because he hurt his knee.
Yeah, he did.
So
he fucked up his knee.
So that made basically no sense to me at all. And
well,
I can't wrap my brain around it.
It's just that 1% chance. They're like, he's like, what if they pull out the idol and then I'm left with 2 votes and Boo goes home? All right. What if?
What if?
I don't want to live in that reality, he said, so let's split it.
Yeah.
Well, technically it didn't hurt to do so, right? They split it, same outcome.
Technically now.
But also technically it did hurt because they wanted Alex out, and that opened the door for him to get Mookie out instead. But I don't think it really made a big deal to anyone there, which one of them went. But yeah, I mean,
but it was still like a bizarre thing.
Yeah, Earl was saying like, yeah, I don't like the splits and stuff because then it leaves the door open for like people make mistakes and stuff, so something could go wrong in the split here.
There could be some shenanigans that go on.
Yeah, because especially Dreams is in on this split. Dreams. He could have done something.
Yeah.
Voted for someone unexpected.
Yeah, and like he could have randomly decided to be with Alex and for no reason. I mean, it wouldn't have made a whole lot of sense necessarily to be with Alex and Mookie again, but you never know.
Yeah.
So it just was weird. It just made very little sense to me that why they would do that. But hey, I guess it all worked out. It came out in the wash in the end, so I guess whatever. But
yeah,
that was the most confusing. That was one of the most confusing endings I could ever think of. Well, here's the thing. Here's why it doesn't work in their favor, because Alex is a much better strategic planner than Mookie is. Mookie tends to play. I mean, based on what we've seen, Mookie tends to think with his gut. And he goes with his gut feeling on stuff, which can work in this game sometimes. But then we saw that he did that with dreams, and then that didn't work at all.
Yeah.
Um, but
But it was also funny in this
yeah,
episode. It was just them, those two, just constantly falling on their face yet again. It's like they just can't get any plan
yeah,
right. They're like making another
yeah,
harebrained scheme out there. They find Yao Man's
yeah.
idol in his bag, and they're like plotting about it.
You will
And
make
then
a big
you
make a
look
big splash at tribal, and
you look over, and Cassandra and Stacy are hiding in the bushes. I'm like, damn it, we're screwed again. We fucked it up
yeah,
again. But then actually they didn't hear the full thing. They only heard like like random words here and there. But
yeah.
but they assumed they did, and then stormed off to Yao Man and like tried to confront this old man. It's like two young guys coming up on this old man. Like, what are you gonna do, huh?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with this?
And yeah, I love how he's like chomping his apple while doing it. It's so great. I loved it. I loved the whole scene. It was like perfectly orchestrated. And
Yao Man had to
yeah,
show
and
him
then
what's
he like
what.
came back and he was like,
Yeah,
yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, he was basically like, whatever, it doesn't matter though, because yeah, I don't know if that's actually true. The way
I mean,
Jeff
that
put it too,
remains yet
he's
to
like,
be
that's a
seen,
lot
right?
of confidence. That's some bold confidence there. I don't know,
Yeah. He's like,
interesting.
I don't really think it'll have an effect, because in his mind he's thinking you two are just irrelevant to the game, because he said it before.
Yeah,
He said it in the pre-merge when he was like, Anthony or Rita, well, it doesn't matter. They have no relevance. Like, they have no impact on how this tribe will go forward anyway. So,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, it's true.
it's like,
It's true.
it's like, oh, that's cute. That's cute. You found my idol, but I mean, I'm not bothered.
Yeah. But I don't. Yeah. Except I am gonna play it up a little bit.
Yeah,
Blackmailing.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, you went back and immediately just turned everybody even more against them. They were like, "Oh, how
Yeah.
dare they?"
Yeah,
They dig
exactly. How
into
dare they
his
do-
personal belongings and stuff. Now we're definitely
Yeah.
gonna stick together even more. And meanwhile they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, at least we stirred something up over here. We gotta go out in
It's
a
like,
ball
well,
of glory." Yeah.
you stirred something, but it wasn't much of anything yet. At
Yep.
least.
And then they were like, "All right, tribal council, we're gonna put it all
Gonna
out
lay into
there.
'em.
We're gonna give them hell."
and then they said practically nothing
Yeah.
of real value. So
So, yeah, it's kind of like a
yeah,
quiet whimper exit, actually, more than anything.
it was kind of a dull fart of an episode. Ultimately, actually, there's a lot of things that went nowhere. Like
yeah,
we had a whole thing with like Boo hurting himself, and then he's like, "Oh no, I'm fine. It was just a thing." And then he like
just a quick
he
scare.
got a clue, and
Boom.
then it's like, oh well, never mind. Oh well, he found a clue, but it doesn't matter. And then it's like, oh, they're gonna do this thing, and then I guess never mind.
Yeah, I mean, we had
It was
some
such a
fun shenanigans along the way with those two. Like what antics can we get up to? How can we prank these guys? you know?
yeah. Yeah, they were the highlight of the episode for sure. Their wacky hijinks was the real fun.
But ultimately amounted to nothing. At least in this episode, we got to see if there's going to be ramifications from the Yao Man thing being outed. I mean, that's at least one call that Mookie got right. He was like, Yao Man's, now that Mookie's the one that knows the actual, how the clues were, and he's like, Yao Man's always around camp, so he's probably got that thing, because he's got easy access to look.
Yeah, there was some good deductive reasoning, and then deductive rifling through his belongings.
Like,
to
here
find
it is. It's a turtle.
Here it is. Yeah, it's
But
right in his pocket.
They just kind of
You
squandered the opportunity.
Yeah.
Their original idea, though, was definitely not going to work, right? Like, if we saw this one, their original idea was let's like put him on the spot at tribal council, and then everybody will see not to trust him, and then they'll side with us then, right there, at tribal council.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, good
And
luck.
that's not.
Everybody's going to be
how
like,
is that gonna work?
if
You
anything,
went through his stuff.
if anything, it's like, oh wow,
Yeah.
Man has an idol, but I'm not going to switch my vote right now. Like, team up with you guys.
Yeah.
And change that.
Yeah. Well, they said we'll probably still get voted out, but at least we'll go out in a blaze of glory. And so they wanted to at least just try to make a stir, and they did a little something in that regard, I guess. But like it's ultimately is like ramifications yet to be seen.
Yeah.
So TBD.
But for
that.
their personal game, like like the ramifications seem to me more just chaos and like affecting the game at large, if anything. But for the personal game, it was almost like unifying them more against him because it's like, how dare you look
Yeah,
through his
for sure.
belongings? This innocent old
For sure.
man, you know. We don't care that he has an idol. He's an old
Yeah, he's just an
man.
old man. He's an old man. How dare you? But yeah. Oh, just yeah. So the cinematography in this episode was amazing. They had the really awesome confessional shots of it, like over the cliff, beautiful. I mean, they just did a lot of fun like camera work where they were just the angles and things they were doing while the wacky hijinks
Yeah.
were kind of going along. They did that nice shot setup where they were approaching Yao Man. Like everything about that was
Dude, they had a lot
everything
of
in
really
like the
cool composed shots here.
yeah, they did a lot of good work with that this episode, and so that was the big standout for me. The first game was fun. I called it Mud Foxes
Okay, we need to
because they
talk
were
about this.
they were throwing the fox. But
We need to talk about this. This bothered me. Jeff said this a couple times in different challenges in the past, where he's like, "It's up to you guys to decide how physical you want to make this thing." Like,
yeah, I don't like that
you
either.
can't put stuff like that on the players. Like, okay, I, what does that mean? I can just decide to be physical whenever, or as it gets, we got to get a consensus going.
Can we
Like,
do?
what's
Do we have soccer rules, football rules? Like, what do
like?
we
Okay,
so
if
we
I
can kind
feel
of like
in the
rough them up a
moment
little
that I want to
bit,
tackle this woman to the ground, like I can just do that. If it's like,
but
that's
can I choke him out?
that's so
Can
bad.
I
Like,
choke out? Can I choke out Clay Jordan?
yeah,
That's what I
exactly.
want to know.
It's like those were specific
Um,
rules, and he's just said that in the past. He's like, no, no, but then he has a couple competitions like this where they're out there and they're like, you know what, you kids have fun, just like do what you
yeah,
use your best
yeah,
judgment
and
out there.
it's like is that have something to do with like the traditional like something or the other of the sport? Like, is there like not no rules against physical contacts?
Yeah,
Can
but
I
it's
can
like,
I nut shot Jeff? Can
but
I
like
nut shot?
if
Can I
he's
boob grab
yeah, if he says
Jeff?
that, and then someone's
You
like,
gotta tell me.
if he says that, like you guys have to decide how physical you want to make this thing, and then someone decides
Can
to
I
punch a
pull
woman in the
their
face.
hair? Yeah,
Someone decides to punch a
it's
woman in the
nonsense.
face,
Yeah.
and then you can't get mad at them now. It's like, well, what the heck? We all decided that we can punch women in the face in this challenge.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a little bit weird. I don't know how I feel
Yeah,
about
it's like
that
either
personally either.
like either you can do chokeholds or
Make it,
not. It's like, or it's like,
yeah.
yo, she just choked me. Are we not gonna say anything about this? And he's like, yeah, you guys figure it out. Okay, well,
It's like
I'm not gonna be the guy to say, okay, well, I'm gonna choke this woman out instead. So I guess I
wrestling
gotta take that. I gu-
wrestling rules. Like, can I like I don't know, take their head and spin it around or whatever, or
what's good?
yeah, what's good?
It's never a good
Chokeholds?
idea in
I don't know.
any sort of game where it's like you kind of just
Yeah,
you make the call for yourselves. When you're in a competitive environment.
yeah. To me, to me a lot of times it should be like a no nuts, no butts, no coconuts. I think that should be the general rule for
So
a lot of no touching
you would say
zones.
yes on the chokehold.
Sure. Yeah, I would say yes. There's a lot of stuff that
Can you drown
you
him
can
in the
do.
mud?
But, like
Can you put him face down in the mud
you
and
can
like put your foot on him? it's like
sure.
it's like
Sure.
oh man,
If you can
great move.
if you can actually manage, sure, I guess.
He's like,
You can drown them.
he's like,
You can kill a
it's
man
like
in
Jeff,
Survivor, yes.
Jeff, you're drowning me in the mud. It's like, oh, you guys
He's
figure
just
it
like
out.
just like mud coming out of every orifice. Jeff.
Jeff, you guys figure it
Jeff.
out, guys. How many times I gotta
Oh
say it?
boy, that's horrible. That's awful.
It's like, let's take a
it's
quick
genuinely
vote. Do you guys
awful.
think this is okay? Yeah, we're fine with it. Okay,
Yeah,
keep
we're fine.
going.
We're cool, Jeff. All right, you voted on it.
Then he just dead
You
there.
decided it. You decided that he's dead. That Clay Jordan got choked out.
That's the last thing you
Um,
need. That's the last thing you need is to say you decide how physically you want to make it, and then someone actually fucks somebody up.
yeah,
Like cripples them at the knees. Like I was saying,
or yeah,
just take the stick and hit them right in the kneecaps. Like,
or just something weirdly inappropriate. You know.
yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta have some hard, fast rules. You would think for physical stuff.
Yeah.
Have we learned nothing
Yeah.
from Survivor All Stars? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. What's happening there?
It's like, okay, we're just gonna strip down then and tackle people. All right,
Yeah,
yeah,
tackle people. All right,
it's never gone wrong.
but and then the other challenge was not really all that
Battleship.
good either. Yeah, I like it in concept. I think it's great in concept, but there's just something about the implementation that bugged me. It just felt way too luck of the draw
Yeah.
to me.
Well,
I
what do
don't
you think
know.
of luck? I mean, it's kind of fun
I
to
almost
have a
feel like every
luck-based competition every now and then to mix things up so you can't be too
yeah.
predictable.
I almost feel like giving everybody their first shot free, maybe like at the same time, would be an interesting. I don't know what that would do to the strategy necessarily though, because but the thing with that though is that you then have to like metagame a little bit because you have to think where other people are aiming, other people are aiming at you. People can waste shots that way. I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe that's too chaotic to have everybody firing at once, so to say. But
I mean, I think they just wanted a
because like
challenge that like
yeah,
was kind of random, and
yeah,
it's like we'll just have them sit here because there really is like there's minimal strategy you can employ. You can be like,
yeah,
okay, people are more likely to hit like a C3, C4 type space, just
right.
based on instinct, but
Yeah, but nobody was in the corners. If you look, like the bottom corners, yeah, but top
mm,
corners were like free, wide
yeah.
open.
But really, it's like you
So
got
it's
so
like,
many people out there. It's just like you're just shooting randomly, hoping you get stuff.
yeah,
Anything else from the
but
episode?
yeah, yeah. I don't really have too much else. I don't think. I mean,
He
they got showered, I guess, or whatever. But whatever.
he did get showered. They
Okay.
put like love putting them all dirty in the plane, and then
Yeah.
dirtying up whatever facility they go to. It's like they'll clean it up, you
Yeah,
know.
just it's really taking advantage of these people's hospitality. Really, when you think about it.
Yeah. It's like, okay, like why though? Why do I have to be dirty going on this plane? Can't I just be fresh? I'm already getting a reward. Why do I have to just be dirty on this plane enjoying
to make
the
you
view?
feel extra good, okay?
Yeah.
Like Earl's like tearing mud out of his armpit hair. It's
Yeah,
like,
I
oh,
guess that's why they want
it's
that
awful.
moment.
Yeah, yeah, I want
It's
that
like we don't
moment. They
just want
want
to
a
see
moment
people
like that.
showering looking normal, you know. It's like that's what Stacy was basically because she wasn't really dirty because she was
Yeah,
launching.
all
So
right.
it's just, she was just taking a normal shower almost, but
She's just normally dirty from
yeah,
the being out there.
yeah, not like viscerally, visibly dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah. But one thing I realized that we haven't been doing this season, but I guess we could just not and do it next season or not maybe. But we haven't done the
Okay.
power rankings at all. We forgot about that.
Oh yeah, I just realized we forgot about that too. Well, it's kind of it's honestly it's a little bit rote at this point. I feel like it hasn't really changed all that drastically from bit to bit. But we can we don't have to necessarily do that this season. We'll bring that back
Yeah.
in Survivor 15 for sure
We're
though.
employing the
Make sure
have
to
and
do that.
have nots twist this season. You will not have
Yeah.
the power
Yeah.
rankings,
But you will have MVP.
which is
And I'm giving that to Alex this time around.
all right, Alex.
It was either going to be Alex or Mookie just because they made the episode the most entertaining. Alex ended up being more entertaining just by the simple fact that we saw more of him because of the little hijinks, him trying to like weed his way in and getting completely stonewalled
Yeah.
at the reward, and the fact that he decided to just he made the lucky decision to just I'm gonna vote for Mookie.
Yep. And
He stuck around. So
Mookie was too kind and voted for Boo, and
he's too
paid the
kind to
price
vote
for
for
it.
Boo. Mookie got high points though for his the apple chewing. And that was like some of the best apple chewing I ever did see in a Survivor
Some of the best
episode.
apple chewing I've ever seen in Survivor. That's right.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we're down to final 7. Is that what he said? He said there's like a tight
Mm-hmm.
6, and there's Alex.
Alex.
So
Yeah.
we'll see how that develops here. All right.
Yeah. Well, Boo seems to be, making his presence known.
Yeah, Boo annoys
Very
everyone. There's always someone
Yeah.
annoying someone. You're like
Yeah.
inevitably
Oh,
every season. It's just like Like we get some
Hey,
normalcy,
you know
and
what?
then it's like, oh, now this person, everybody hates them because they're always telling stories about when they were uh doing this job or whatever. It's like, all right,
Or they were having sex or something.
yeah, well, that's different. When you're talking about their girlfriend's boobs being too
Oh,
big or
that's different.
whatever,
Oh,
that's something else.
what, yeah. Get out of here. Get out of here with that.
Anyway. All right. Well, thank you for watching and joining us.
And on that note,
And come back next week for another episode of Survivor Fiji. All right. We're really getting down to it here. And if you enjoyed the video, why don't you subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment. And if you do leave a comment, we'll read it on the next episode of the Tarqaron podcast. All right. Is there a question we want to part our viewers with this evening?
Sure. I guess what are your limitations on physical contact for these games?
You guys decide.
What would you? Yeah, you guys decide. After all, so if you, I mean, I don't know if you have a particular opinion on that. I think it should be mostly wrestling rules. Or football to wrestling rules. I think should be at least in terms of play. But I think like obviously, I think as my rule said, no nuts, no butts, no coconuts. So no touching people's personal areas there. That's
right.
That's not cool.
And is Jeff wrong for doing that? Should we get Jeff? You gotta get Jeff in the mix and see how physical it gets then, Jeff.
Yeah. How physical? Yeah, Jeff. Are you in on this?
Yeah. Jeff doesn't.
What if you say, hey, that's not fair? You say, hey, wait, that's not fair, and then everyone else says, no, we decided it was.
We made it the vote. Okay? We're allowed to torture you, just you, during this challenge, and that's what we decided. We're gonna waterboard you in the mud and and pull your pants off and
no, it
kick
is fair.
And,
it is fair though.
Yeah.
Even if you're on our team, it's okay.
It's like okay, you guys decided it. Leave me out of it. Earl getting tortured in the mud. Fair game.
Oh. Wow.
All right. Yeah. Let us know. All right. And that's it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Take care of yourself. All right.